Hi, I'm Chris Jensen with Jensen Properties. We are a property manager here in San Diego. I wanted to do an update video to explain to you the San Diego eviction moratorium laws that have gone into effect. So recently, the city of San Diego voted on a eviction moratorium law. This goes for not only residential tenants, but also small business tenants that have been affected negatively by COVID-19 or the coronavirus. Now what this law does is put in place temporary restrictions on evictions for residential and commercial tenants where there is a hardship caused by the COVID-19 virus. So this emergency law affects all evictions that were started on or after March 25th. They include non-payment of rent. They also include no-fault evictions and unlawful detainer evictions. Now up till now, tenants are still obligated to pay rent. This law does not release them of their obligation to pay rent. It does, however, force us to, as landlords, to not pursue any evictions within 60 days or until May 31st, when this emergency law currently sunsets. Tenants also have some other obligations that they're still responsible for. One of those is to give us notice that they have a hardship and that they're not going to be able to pay the rent. They're supposed to do this before the rent is due, but they have until 7 days after rent is due to give you written notification that they're not going to be able to pay the rent. Now they're also supposed to provide you documentation of that hardship within 7 days of when rent is due. If they don't provide that documentation within that 7 days, then the landlord technically is able to pursue an eviction in a normal fashion. Now in the city of San Diego, the city has given the tenants 6 months to pay the back rent. 6 months from when this law was passed, which was March 25th. So until September 25th, those tenants can pay back rents. And the city is asking that landlords and tenants work together to create payment plans, whether that be for within those 6 months or after those 6 months. Now, one place where this changes a little bit is if someone is moving out after they have had this hardship, the day that they move out, they owe all the rents due. Now, how we're supposed to collect that on the day that they move out, I don't know, but that's how the law reads currently. And this emergency law currently is in effect until May 31st. We don't know, they may extend it further than that, but at this time, the moratorium on evictions goes through May 31st. After that, if someone does not pay the rent, then as the law reads, we'll be able to proceed as normal. Now, as far as San Diego County goes, there's also a moratorium on evictions in the county. However, they give a lot less information about how that moratorium goes into effect. So far, all that they've said is that the tenant is required to give you notice of a hardship within 7 days of when the rent is due. There's no other details on any other requirements that the tenants are required to provide, and there's nothing else on the landlords either. Now, one more thing that it's really important to note as we go through all these laws and the things that the city of San Diego has put into place, the way the laws read is one thing, the way that they're going to be enforced in court is a different thing. So at the end of the day, it's going to be in all of our best interest to negotiate with these tenants to try to keep them out of a big hole as far as the rent goes, hopefully collecting some portion of the rent each month, and then doing our best to work directly with the tenant rather than trying to take them to court if that's at all a possibility. At Jensen Properties, we have been working with tenants for a long time to prevent evictions. This is something that we're really good at. And so that's what we're going to be doing with our tenants, is creating a plan, negotiating with them. If they aren't going to be able to perform on a plan, working with them on how they're going to exit the property and cause the landlord as little loss financially as possible. Now, if you have any questions, we're happy to answer them for you, whether you're a client of ours or not. And our phone number is 858-449-7294. Of course, we're not at the office right now, but we are available by phone and email. So reach out to us if you have any questions. Thanks. Bye.